Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. In August, we took a trip to Iceland and we spent about 10 days on the island. We rented a car and had a road trip in clockwise. And as you can see, all the dots marked on this Google map were the places we have been. Let's begin our journey from Reykjavik, which is the capital city of Iceland. This is the Rainbow Street, which is the main street in old Reykjavik. The best way to visit here is to park your car outside and walk here. There are 4 different parking zones, P1 to P4, as the most expensive is in P1. There are a lot of shops and restaurants around here. It is nice to take a walk in this little old town. It is like other Nordic countries, for example Denmark or Norway, but a little bit different from Finland. This is the Harpa concert hall and conference center. I found out this modern architecture is very beautiful, especially during the sunset when the lights are on. We also tried this Flyover Iceland, which gives the bird's eye view on all the beautiful places around Iceland. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow recording, but definitely I would recommend trying this out when you're in Iceland. This is Perlan Nature Museum. I definitely recommend this if you have a kids with you traveling to Iceland. My favorite part in this museum is the largest man-made iceberg or ice cave and glacier inside the museum. They have to keep the temperature below minus 10 degrees Celsius in order to preserve the ice. This reminds me the similar ice cave in Jungfrau, which is the top of Europe in Switzerland. This is the Amber Open Air Museum, which has a lot of historic buildings relocated from Reykjavik city center. Each building has its own story and has a very unique style. It also demonstrated how people were living in the 19th and 20th century. And there's also a farm, and you can see some animals, including hens, in there. And also there's a church. It is a very nice little village, and it worth visiting for sure. The journey starts right after you walk down from the changing room. The entrance part of the lagoon is surrounded by the rocks. As you go further, it opens up with stunning view where it feels like the water connects to the sky. We booked the time around 7 p.m. and even though there were a lot of people, but it did not feel crowded at all. This is my favorite area, where it feels like the lagoon connects to the ocean. At the end of the lagoon, there's a small hot spring waterfall, and it is a fantastic experience by taking a shower underneath it. What I like Sky Lagoon is the water is so clear, and I really enjoyed the timing there. My son also found it perfect for swimming. Next day, we start seeing the first waterfall in Thingvellir National Park. We then drove to Hvammsvik Hot Springs. What I like about this hot spring is its pools are felt like naturally formed. With the amazing view surrounded, this feels like bath in the true nature. They have several pools and steam room. Each pool offers different temperature. There's a special one that is in the sea. You can jump into the ocean and get back to hot spring if you like. There is a cafeteria on site, and they offer tasty snacks, soup, and shrimp sandwiches. After the hot spring, we went to another national park called Snæfellsjökull National Park. Sorry about pronunciation. The Icelandic language and word is really hard to pronounce. But the weather was very good. Usually it is cloudy or rainy here, but today definitely it's a perfect day. This is Arctic fox. In the winter, their fur is white, but in the summer, it turns to gray. This is the Vahanayaku Glacier Lagoon. The glacier is shrinking every year due to the climate change. Today we're going to take a boat tour in the lagoon. There are a few different tour companies operating here. After comparing the packages and reviews, we decided to try Yuksalun Glacier Lagoon boat tours. They offer two types of boat tours. One is a Ephabian, which lasts 35 minutes and can only cruise close to the shore. The other one is a Zodiac boat, which is more expensive, but it lasts 1 hour and 15 minutes and it can go near the glacier. You can reserve and buy the tour online, and their website is very easy to use. Make sure you wear waterproof shoes and arrive 30 minutes earlier. They provide waterproof suits and life jackets. Let's go and enjoy the tour. This is another glacier beside the previous one, even though the water is not as blue as that one, but still it has a gorgeous view. This is the Diamond Beach. Unfortunately, there was no ice in the summertime, but in the winter, it has a beautiful icebergs. Let's continue our journey with waterfalls and other places. This is one of the iconic places in Iceland, as it is the filming location for epic TV series Game of Thrones. This is the boiling hot spring. The next hot spring experience is Hvammsvik. There's an on-site restaurant and we had tasty lamb and fish. Definitely recommend it. There are several pools with different temperatures and 2 rooms. One is a relaxing room and the other one is sauna room. The water is okay, but not as clear as Sky Lagoon. The view is more like countryside style, but not as good as previous 2 places. This is the relaxation room and it is burning the real firewood. Really traditional and very quiet for a nap. This is the shallowest pool and you could just lay down and enjoy the full bath. This lovely dog always comes by and says hello to people stopping here. He likes chasing cars, so when you're here, drive slow and say hello to him as well. This is a Mývatn nature bath. It kind of has only one large pool with blue water, just like Blue Lagoon. There is a cafe on site, but we did not try it as we already had dinner in a restaurant nearby. On the day we arrived, it was having freezing rain and very cold. We did not have very good view on the lake, but taking bath in freezing rain is another special experience. One thing I did not like this pool was there were a lot of little rocks or sand at the bottom of the pool. It stung my feet while I was walking. Another thing is their changing room were separated into 2 different sections. The one I went in was a bit crowded and floor was very wet, not as clean as the last one. However, their customer service was fantastic. I forgot to take off my silver necklace and it turned into black after the bath. Upon checkout, one staff cleaned it. For me, it was free of charge. Iceland has so many waterfalls. This one is definitely one of my favorite. This canyon has beautiful layered rocks. Unfortunately, we were on the west side of the canyon and there was no access into the canyon. If you want to see the iconic place, make sure you park on the east side of the river and you have to walk a long way from the parking lot. This is Reykjavik blank sand beach. This place has beautiful black sand and vertically layered rocks. It is another filming location from Game of Thrones. On the day we arrived there, it was raining and very windy. You can see the big waves on the coast. When you are here in a windy day, please do not stay too close to the ocean. Some people got very wet when standing there. We also tried horse riding. Icelandic horses are not that tall, but they look stronger than Chilean horses we rode, possibly due to the cold weather. They are very well trained and very friendly. We started our journey at the sunny time, but it was still windy. If you would like to try horse riding, make sure you wear gloves and beanie that can cover your ears. Horses are smart. They're trained not to eat during the tour. When you are on them first time, they will try to lower their head. If you do not stop them, they know you're easy to deal with. During the trip, they will try to stop for eating quite a few times. Watch my son's horse. She was trying to eat the grass and my son had to squeeze the side and pull the rope to get her going. And when she was slow, my son also squeezed her to go faster. We had a break beside the river and let horses rest and eat a bit. This was my favorite part, crossing the river. However, I misjudged the depth and got my shoes wet. Later on, it started getting very cold and even windier. We saw this lovely horse on the left that kept nodding at us. This is the famous geyser park. Usually it erupts every 10 to 15 minutes. We were lucky that it erupted 3 times in a row. Unfortunately, we did not capture the second and third ones since we thought it was over. This is a very special place called Gian. Even though it was windy outside, in the basin, it was very calm and peaceful. That's why some people call it Icelandic version of Alice Wonderland. The road to get there is in very bad condition and some parts are very narrow. So if you want to come here, it's better to have an SUV. The water of this waterfall is very blue. This is another one of my favorite waterfalls. This canyon is very beautiful when it's sunny, but unfortunately that day was pouring rain and as you can see the river becomes very yellow. This is another nature bath, Fontana. The bath is also by the lake and the view would be fantastic if the weather is good. You can dive into the lake if you like. They have pools with different temperatures and a steam room with window where you can still enjoy the view in there. Their changing room is also clean. However, my wife said the hair dryer was very limited in the ladies' room. She had to wait for a long time to be able to use it. Other than that, I like this hot spring more than previous one. This is the volcano that was erupting while we were in Iceland. This time, the authority did not allow crowd to get close as eruption released some toxic gas. Finally, on the way to the airport, we tried the most famous Blue Lagoon. This gave us the relaxing experience and concluded our 10-day trip. Blue Lagoon is the most famous due to its blue water, which consists of 70% of ocean water and 30% fresh water. It was awarded as one of the wonders of the world by National Geographic back in 2012. This is the busiest hot spring among all the ones we tried. This is the in-water bar where you can get the drinks. This is the mask bar where you can get the silica mud. After you put it on your face, wait for 10 to 15 minutes, and then use the clean water to rinse it. After that, you can go back and get another mud if your package includes it, and repeat these steps. The mud feels a little bit rough on the face and there were so many people in the queue, so I did not try the second one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you in next video.